Hi everyone, so today we're going to be talking through some of our favourite Walt Disney World purchases. These aren't necessarily kind of the usual things that we pick up, but I'm really happy with what we've got and they're kind of a little bit more unusual for us.
These aren't from just our latest trip, they're from some of the things that we've just accumulated over the years, like some of the stuff we've had for a long time. So some of it will be still available, some of it won't. It's just the things that we've collected from Disney that we like. Alright, so you want to go first?
What should I pick? I might go with what's in my hand because I'm scared I'm going to smash it otherwise. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a glass, and is it a tumbler? Is it called a tumbler?
It's a tumbler.
It's a tumbler, and this
It's kind of a glass.
is from our latest trip. And what I really like about this, which makes it a little bit more unusual, is it's from Star Wars weekend, which isn't a thing anymore, and which I only noticed whilst we were sitting down, it has the Eiffel Tower on it.
Which isn't a thing anymore
Also
either.
isn't a thing anymore. So it's like one of those glasses that will probably come out in like a thrift shop in like 4 years, and everyone goes, oh, that's really vintage, because none of those things are there anymore. Where I got it like from the source. And I really like it. I don't think I'll use it because, again, I'm really scared I'm going to smash it, but it's really cool. We were in Walt Disney World, and it says 2015 for Star Wars weekend, when the Eiffel Tower was there. So I think that's a really cool souvenir to remember things that are no longer there. Where the hell am I going to put this so it doesn't smash?
Stick it over on the TV, by the TV.
I don't have anything to get out.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'll just put it under this
Be
chair.
really careful with it.
Okay, so next up, I'm going to show you something from our trip in 2012. And even though I bought it, it's technically Sarah's. She ran out of money and really wanted a book, so I bought it for her as a present. And it is the Walt Disney Imagineering book.
This book is insane.
It's absolutely crazy. It has got so much cool information in it and just a whole bunch of really awesome stuff to look at.
All the really special pages, they put protective tissue over it. So it's got the artist rendition, but if you open it, it's got like the blueprints and the measurements and then the picture of the castle. And there's loads of little bits like this that kind of fold out, which are really special features that kind of make it more than just a plain book, I think. And I love it. It's really interesting if you like Imagineering or sort of the behind the scenes and things like that of Disney World. And it's just, I really like the cover as well. It's really pretty.
It is. It's just a really nice book. There's loads of detail, loads of like really cool Disney stories in there. And it's one we should definitely look at a bit more often. I think it's got some really cool stuff.
It wasn't cheap. I think it was about $60, wasn't it?
Yeah, about that.
It should say on the inside.
Yeah, 60 US. So definitely not a cheap book, but definitely a really, really awesome book.
That's one thing I really like, is picking up unique books from Disney that have stuff that you wouldn't necessarily find anywhere else that are also really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I also have a Walt Disney World book that is one of my, I think it's actually my favourite book that I have ever bought from Disney World. I don't necessarily read, but these all have really good pictures. I actually read this whole book from cover to cover on the flight home from Disney, and I got this in 2011 when I went, and it is From the Magic Kingdom to the Movies, The Haunted Mansion. This is so good. If you're a fan of the Haunted Mansion ride, or even if you like it a little bit, this gives you a whole new appreciation for the attraction. It literally goes from the concept art all the way to how they designed it, how it's different in each country, how they brought it to life in the film, what they've updated on it, and sort of little things like that. And it's so cool. Again, it has concept art, it has little facts on the rides, things like that. I love all stuff like this. I find it really interesting. And this one was the 40th anniversary edition, which they kind of updated to have like the new updates. Like it's got about the hitchhiking ghosts in there, and it was talking about sort of when they did that and updated that.
It's a really good read, even if you aren't necessarily that into the Haunted Mansion. I read it before. It must have been a few years ago, actually.
Yeah,
like
it was when we
2000,
first met. Yeah, first
2012 or so, and I wasn't really into the Haunted Mansion that much at the time, but reading the book just gives you like a real new appreciation for just actually how cool that ride is, and like how much effort and how much sort of story there is to it.
Mm-hmm. And I also really liked the film, which I know like not everyone does, but so I liked seeing the behind the scenes of the film as well. Okay, this next one is a collection I kind of want to elaborate on a little bit more when we go on further trips, and that is Souvenir popcorn buckets. Disney have really stepped up their game in the last few years of Souvenir popcorn buckets, or just Souvenir buckets and cups in general. We got this one in 2012 at the Star Wars weekend, and you could either get a drink, a churro, or not one churro, multiple churros, and or popcorn in there, and that was really cool. And I've since seen the ones they're going to be making for the next couple of years with like the Mine Train, and there's like Halloween ones, and it's just so cool, and I think they're awesome. I mean, he just sits in our kitchen and doesn't really do much, but I like that he's there. And I appreciate the effort they go to, and I just think it's a really cool souvenir. We actually got some for friends, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But I'm really excited for them to expand on this, and they're going to be doing them with now where you can get refills, and
cheap refills, ridiculously cheap refills,
and they're going to have like a wider range of designs. So I think that's really, really awesome. But we definitely still like the one that we've got. One thing that
there is an abundance of in Disney World is photo albums. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, considering that I'm not classy in any way really, most of them to me are really tacky. And that's saying something, because like on our last trip, I went out of my way to find a really tacky, cheap Florida keyring. So I like tacky to an extent, but I really wanted a photo album that I could have and reuse like year after year, and not one with the date on or anything like that. So the one I picked up, and this was actually during my college program that I got this, is this one, and it's a bit battered because it's you know, it's been about for a while for me, and it says Walt Disney World Memories, and it's got this like gold emblem here, and on the back it's like got a Walt Disney World crest, and on the inside what I've actually done with this one is just taken those pictures from like, I think it's from my college program and since then, and just filled it with loads of really cool pictures from my time. Sorry, I hit you in the face with it.
Yeah, that's my fault.
And it's just got, and I really like it. I really like the colouring inside, I like the layout. It did come with a gold pen, so you could write nice bits, but I literally lost that within like 3 days of getting it. I was like, I need a pen. Oh, I'll use the one out of here. Oh, it's gone. So it's really cool. Yeah, I've got some, let's see if I can find a really cool picture. One of the favourites. Let's have a look. So yeah, so I've got a few pictures in here of when we went last time and I had really short hair. But it's really cool just to put all the memories in that I took from Walt Disney World, and I'll keep filling up. I actually put some in from our last trip. But there's something really nice about paper photos, or paper photos. I just think they're a little bit nicer than just having something saved on your computer or on Facebook. I like actually having it in real life. Thank you. So yeah, really happy with that. And there's still loads of space. I can still fill it with loads more photos. But definitely my favourite photo album.
Similar theme is actually something that I bought way back in, I guess it must have been 2009, I think, when I went with my dad for one of the last times that we all went as a group. And I wanted a picture frame, and I found this really awesome sort of light wood one that has nice Mickey ears in all the corners, and I just really like it. It's a really good size. At the moment in there we've got a photo that someone kindly took for us just before we went to our chef's table meal, and it sits in our haul, and I'm really glad I picked it up because I think this is one of the nicest photo frames that Disney actually sell. Like, similar to Sarah's problem with the photo books, I always kind of go and I look at the frames and I'm like, yeah, it's all right, it's not great, but this one I saw it and I was like, yep, definitely, that's the one, I'm getting that frame, perfect. And yeah, it took ages for me to finally find a photo to fit in it, and now it sits in our haul. So I'm really happy with that one.
Okay, so I know like some of these things have been like interesting things you can look at and read and enjoy. I couldn't do a favourite Disney item merchandise video without having some kind of stuffed, fluffy, toy, plush thing. And I actually think that this is my favourite toy plush that I've ever got from Disney World to date. We could
to date.
Till right now. And I haven't seen it. I didn't see them in our last trip. I don't think I saw them on the trip before. Now, you could still get them, and I just might have not noticed, but I didn't see any. And when I was working, actually got this in 2011, they had this kind of really weird, like handmade looking stitched collection, and I remember Woody and Buzz having one, and they looked really weird.
They definitely looked very,
do you remember
creepy.
them?
Yes,
and
I remember them.
Tinkerbell. They looked, because the stitching around their eyes, they didn't like red, and it just made them look like they'd have too much coffee or something.
It wasn't a good look.
No, and they had the Cheshire Cat and Alice in Wonderland. Anyway, I saw this character and I was like, I think this is this your favourite one I've got?
Yeah, he's my favourite one from all of the ones you have.
It's like an old school looking Sorcerer Mickey. And he's so flat. And oh my god, like look, and he's got, oh, I just got words. Words can't even, what is he called?
They've got like a range. He's from a range called Pookaloos, which is a very silly name, but he's really amazing.
He's so amazing. Like, and I know it just looks a bit more vintage and old school, even though that I bought it like new. I've not seen anything else like that in Disney. Especially not more recently. Like, I think there's a lot of effort has gone into making this, which is probably why they don't sell them anymore because a lot of effort probably went into making it. And he's just holding him up. He needs the spotlight.
He's really cool, and I really like him because Fantasia is one of my favourite Disney movies. So having Sorcerer Mickey from Fantasia movie is really awesome, and he's very cute.
He lives in our bed.
Yes.
And also, like, last thing to point out, which links to that, I couldn't again do a haul without mentioning my Mickey ears. These are the first pair of ears I've ever got, and they will be the last. I see all the other ones, and I'm like, I like these ones. I just think these are the classics.
Yeah, you're pretty set.
I mean, again, we could, for now, there could be some ridiculous, like, over the top, amazing, like, sparklers coming out of her ears. I thought you were going to throw them then. I was going to
I'm
hurt you.
Gently down.
But yeah, until that, these are kind of my favourite. And I think where we were going with this list is it's stuff that you can kind of get, but they're very overlooked items. Like, everyone goes for the standard toys, clothing, pens, stationery. I know I've got a cup, but like more of the traditional mugs. And I think it's really cool to actually stop and look at the books and like some of the more intricate photo frames. And because these are sections whenever we're in like even World of Disney that are always really empty. Like, I've always been able to walk up to the book stand and be the only one stood there looking at them. And it's a shame because there are some really unique books. There are some terrible ones.
Yeah.
But there are some really unique, unusual ones, and you just kind of have to keep looking and finding them. The best place I've found to look for unusual merchandise and things like that is usually the art shops, actually.
Yep, definitely the art shops.
Even though they have the arts, like the pictures and stuff, they usually have like little cabinets and sections of just normal merchandise, and it's usually the more cool, unusual, quirky stuff. That's kind of where most of this stuff actually came from.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the things that we've brought back from the parks. Let us know what your favourite thing that you've brought back is. Everyone's got one. Everyone's got that one thing that they're always like, I'm so glad that I bought this in the parks and I'm going to keep it forever. And yeah, just let us know what your one of those is.
Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing you get out to show your friends when they come around, like, look what I have. Look how cool this is.
So thank you for watching.
And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.